like to open the question and answer session now to the floor. So if anyone has any questions, raise your hand and introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sabrina from Swansea University. I have a question for everyone. So, I just want to know, what, in your view, what is the kind of civil society that we have in Brunei?
Thanks for your question. I'm aware of such controversial questions, which is why I didn't talk a lot on Brunei. It's pretty based on theoretical and philosophical perspectives. But if you want my opinion, perhaps I could answer in a better time off the record. But for now, I would say, since we are not talking in the context of democracy, I wouldn't be able to discuss what kind of civil society we have in Brunei. But off the record later, I could explain further. We're being recorded.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Oh, no, sorry.
I've got a question here. Are you? Okay. I think you can all hear me. Yeah. Sort of halfway through your presentation, you flipped between Islamic art and Bruneian art. And somehow it kind of melded, and it seemed as if you saw them as the same thing. I was just wondering whether...
Was I talking about Bruneian art?
Yeah, you were talking about the Bruneian galleries and showcasing the Bruneian art.
Well, there are two things that I'm doing in my research at the moment. I know it's kind of confusing, but I am doing two things in my research. One is teaching Islamic art to students in my university. And the second part of my research is slightly different. It's called Museum and Gallery Education. And what I'm doing for museum and gallery education is I'm surveying museums and how to get people to be more interested in museums, how people can actually learn from the museums. But I used Brunei as an example because I'm going to museums and I just feel very sad that not many people go there. Someone mentioned to me before he had to bring foreign tourists, or should I say ambassadors, to our local museums because they were interested in our culture and our art. But he felt a bit torn bringing them there because it's not very... they have a good collection, but the facilities are not very developed.
So, do you think it lies within the facilities of the museum, or the collection itself?
Well, I know it's expensive to bring in items into the museum, but maybe if they learn to, maybe if they, they could improve but they could also organize more events associated with learning in the museums, so that at least the museums would be more lively and friendly for tourists to come visit. I mean, just imagine visiting a museum, hearing about very good culture, an unexpected treasure, I say. But going there and you don't see anybody, I think it's kind of sad. Don't you think that it's kind of sad?
But the appreciation of art doesn't mean you have to have a crowd. I mean, I'd be happy to go to the museum so that I could take in more time to contemplate the art myself. Sorry, it's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think I have time for one more question.
It's not a question, it's just a comment. I really value all three presentations. I think it's remarkable what you presented. The fact that you're able to analyze and to critique some of people's work in the past, and that's what you were trying to do earlier on, and give your own perspective. And I think this is very important, particularly in the context of us young people. I can't say us, I'm still young. but I think you're going to be able to do that, and you pointed out very rightly, don't just because UK does this, should we do this? What is it in for us? And an architect, gosh, you open up my eyes to architecture. I thought architecture is about buildings and stuff. I like to know how much that thing costs, so I can build it like that. But seriously, I think you make architecture look so thoughtful. Okay, it's not just about the building; it's about what's around it. You're talking about concepts of safety and stuff like that, which I thought was very good. I'm going to answer your question about the art thing. The answer is I don't know. However, I'll tell you this. I've just had a meeting with Khalid Azam, who is the head of the Princess School for Traditional Arts. I met with him 2 days ago. Have you been there? You should go there. Okay? If you want to talk about Islamic arts and stuff, this is an amazing place. It's somewhere in the city. Okay? You can look on the website. I've secured 2 places for our university students to actually take what we call a discovery year now. And I'm hoping that 2 of them will be going this year. They're going to be doing the master modules, but they won't be awarded the masters because it's a 2-year program. So they're going to be awarded an advanced diploma, but they will come back to Bruneian and graduate with a Bachelor of Arts now. And again, I agree with you. I think arts needs to be somewhere there. Arts needs to be studied. And when I was with him for about 2 hours 2 days ago, he was telling me things about arts and you never thought of that. It's all about the order of nature he talks about it. It's all about a dynamic thing. It's not just a painting. If you see what is done by someone in Egypt and someone in Brunei, you can actually make a connection. Okay, there's such things that I never thought about. There's some boring medic, and I can't. But yeah, we are doing that. You're right, there are certain things that we don't have at the moment in terms of capacity, and this is why we're pushing hard on the internationalization fund. What we don't have, we look for it. Okay?